Hi, and welcome to the Triad Golf Podcast. With me is Jay Allred, as always, and as well as we've got Jeff Abbott, the Executive Director of the Carolinas PGA section, which I believe is either the largest or second largest section.
Yeah, we're the largest. We got about 2,400 PGA professionals in North and South Carolina, so we're the largest by a few hundred.
And behind us is 200-something booths with all the big guys from the golf manufacturers such as Callaway, Titleist, Ping. You got all of these, plus you've got a lot of smaller vendors who have specialty products. It's really a fun thing to look at for somebody like me, especially who doesn't get a chance to see all the goods that are out there. And tell me a little bit about it, Jeff. You know, you told me, I think, before that good turnout.
Yeah, no, it's really been growing. This is my 10th season with the Carolinas PGA, but we've been doing the merchandise show for over 30 years. It moved to Greensboro here in the Coliseum 13 years ago. We used to be based out of Myrtle Beach, so for many years it was down in the Myrtle Beach market, but every year it's been growing. Typically 200 vendor booths is a sellout for us, but kind of post-COVID, we've reconfigured the show floor. We had 214 last year. We got 224 vendor booths. We had a waiting list. We could have added more. We just kind of need to create more space here. But yeah, you mentioned it. We got our top golf manufacturers, golf travel companies, apparel companies. So anything you need in golf hopefully should be here at the Carolina Super Show.
We've talked to some of your members and they say the swag bags aren't what they used to be, though.
Yeah, no, it's funny. And this is kind of a unique, this is a industry professional only show, not a consumer show. So every once in a while we get a few kind of golfers come in. But you know, most of these professionals are already on contract with Titleist or TaylorMade, or they're getting all that swag sent to them, so they don't load them up much here. So
in case you don't know, and I'm not encouraging you to drop in on them, the Carolinas PGA office is at Bryant Park.
Yeah, no, we're blessed to be there. Really, a relationship with the Bryan Foundation when we were looking for a home office 13 years ago, and talk about one of the best public facilities in the Southeast. But what Bryant Park's put together with two 18-hole courses, and Champions course, obviously a great Reese Jones championship layout. But we're fortunate that the staff lets us kind of sneak out there and play if there's some slots available. So that's our home track.
It's a big 3 days for you, I think. I mean, last night you had a dinner, awards dinner, right?
Yeah. So everything kicks off kind of yesterday at Greensboro Country Club. So we recognize our special award winners. So we give out over 13 awards, from Merchandiser of the Year to Teaching Professional of the Year. Our Golf Professional of the Year was Jason Sutton, who was one of the top 100 teaching instructors down at Colleton River. And our 55th Hall of Fame inductee was Mike Casto, kind of a great PGA professional that spent over 30 years at Fort Jackson in Columbia, South Carolina, serving our nation's armed men and women. So it was a good night.
When I worked there 30 years ago in Columbia, South Carolina, we couldn't play the golf course. Now I hear you can play Fort Jackson.
Yeah, no, that's kind of neat. A lot of the military installations have kind of opened their doors, and we got a lot of kind of great Army and other military bases in the Carolinas. So,
and I guess besides looking at different merchandise and what's new this year, you also have educational opportunities for guys.
Yeah, so if the listeners don't know that our PGA professionals, these are our club pros, they're required to do continuing education to kind of stay ahead of the learning curve. So like throughout the day we have free education kind of on the show floor, from learning about our charity PGA Reach and community outreach programs, to starting PGA Junior League, or signing up your youth for a drive, chip, and putt clinic. So we've got over 25 different kind of educational seminars throughout the week. Kind of headline today, Taylor Zarzer from the Starter PGA XM Sirius Radio will be hosting a show today at 5 o'clock, and kind of talking about his experience on tour, and then also a preview of the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow.
Now, what do the guys do, the members who come here and they look at look at the merchandise and the various services that are available. Now, some of them go to Orlando in January, I guess, or early February. Do a lot of them like do business here, like buy things here?
Yeah, no, for sure. So we've heard from a lot of our PGA professionals that, hey, to travel down to Orlando, it takes a plane ticket or a long drive. So we still have a good amount of pros that travel to Orlando, but more and more of them are kind of canceling going to Orlando. And then, a lot of the vendors here book pre-show appointments. So they're kind of, I talked to our Grayson rep, just said, hey, I'm booked solid both days, so I can't take any more appointments, but that's what we want to hear. We want to fill up those appointment slots.
Now, you mentioned you're the largest section, and I don't know how North and South Carolina got grouped together to begin with, because it sounds pretty big. I know California's broken up, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
And Texas is broken up.
Yep, and Florida's broken up. So yeah, that would be it'd be interesting to see. We celebrated our centennial in 2023, our 100th anniversary. So we started actually at Greensboro Country Club. A group of pros got together back in 1923, and then we were formally recognized by the PGA of America in 1940. We were kind of part of the Southeast, section or chapter, and then kind of became the Carolinas' own. But I think we're fortunate. We love being able to tout that we're the largest. But yeah, so South Florida, North Florida, and Texas and California all kind of, even Ohio split the state in half.
I guess part of where I was going to with that is that I'm guessing a lot of sections that are smaller, they're not big enough to have something like this.
Yeah, we're actually to date the only section that has a show of this scale. The Pacific Northwest actually used to do a show, but they sunsetted a couple years ago. I actually ran the Tennessee section for 8 years prior to coming to the Carolinas. They just launched kind of a smaller show in conjunction with their annual meeting. But you really need the volume of the professionals and then their buyers and members at their staff members at their clubs to come out. But we'll of our 2,400 members, 800 of them are here today to be at the show, and then they can invite guests and staff members. So we'll typically get over 1,000 people per day here.
Now the PGA is in May. I don't know, you hear 2 or 3 of the dates switched from August?
Yeah, I think it might be year 3 or 4. Me too, having worked for the PGA since 1998, my mindset's usually, hey, that's an August event. But yeah, we're less than 100 days away from the PGA Championship coming to Quail Hollow here in our backyards in Charlotte. And actually their championship director's here doing an education session on kind of all the member offerings during that championship. So we're really excited for it.
Does it make a difference for your office or any of the members when the PGA Championship is in this section?
Yeah, no, it's a huge honor and it's a big responsibility. The host section's responsible for running the range, the practice areas, the putting greens, and then also we have a member club. So this year on the first green, kind of right, in addition, you'll have easy access to number 7 and number 8. So we'll have probably over 500 PGA professionals, not only from the Carolinas, but across the country, partaking in that PGA member club offering. All of our members get immediate family are invited to come as well. So it'll be a big week for us. There's a lot of other areas. We have our Secretary's Cup on Sunday at Monday of the championship week at Carmel Country Club. So we do free adaptive clinics for disabled veterans. So we'll have several teams from around the country competing in that. And then after the Secretary's Cup, they'll go over for Monday's practice round. So.
And then later in the year, in the fall, I guess we're going to have the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, so if you've never been to Bethpage Black, I had the pleasure of actually playing Bethpage the day after the PGA Championship back in 2019 with Kevin Harvick and Ricky Stenhouse, and the rough was up past my ankles, and to see Brooks Koepka was hitting 5 irons out of that onto greens, and I was lucky if I could wedge it out 50 yards. But that's the ultimate test of golf, and it's going to be what better place to have a Ryder Cup than New York City and those fans of, you know.
Are you sure about that?
I wouldn't want to be a European that week. Yeah, they may want to have a little extra security.
I was just saying, it might seem a lot like the tournament in Scottsdale.
It'll yeah, you got to be careful, I guess, on beer and alcohol sales that day.
That is a home field advantage.
I mean, it's. I know. Hey, it seems like lately, the last few years, the home team wins, but there's definitely, and if you've never been to a Ryder Cup, I've had the fortune to be at, 3 of them, and it's like, it's electric, the atmosphere there.
I will say this, for people who can't go to the Ryder Cup, here's a story that to maybe lessen the pain from that. The first one I went to was at Keel Island in '91. Never saw a golf shot. Couldn't get anywhere close to getting a view.
Yeah.
There was so many people. Well, you're so condensed where there's only 4 matches on the course.
Yeah.
So I went to Oak Hill 4 years after that, and I was able to see a few golf shots. But it's crazy. People I don't think they think about it when they think about tickets. There's only 4 matches out there.
Yeah, no.
So how many people can you really put out there?
Yeah, no, it's a tough. It's tough from that standpoint. But I know the PGA of America does a good job now with big screens, and you can watch the action while you're waiting for the golf. But my first Ryder Cup was 1999 at Brookline. So talk about a great first one to go to when Justin Leonard made that putt. But and I was on the losing end in Medina, and then I got to go to Valhalla. So it's if you haven't been to a Ryder Cup, you gotta do it once in your lifetime.
You do. So that brings me. You just mentioned Valhalla. Does the PGA Tour, do they own golf course? The PGA of America. Does the PGA of America own golf courses anymore? Yeah,
actually, they've pretty much gotten out of that business. So we actually sold Valhalla a couple years ago back to the membership of Valhalla, a great ownership group out of Louisville. The PGA still does have an investment and owns PGA Village down in Port St. Lucie. So we got multiple golf courses down there, and it's kind of the home of our PGA Winter Series. But the PGA of America moved to Frisco, Texas, about 4 years ago, and actually the golf course is owned by the Omni, not by the PGA of America. So we have our headquarters there and own our building, but the golf course is managed by the Omni Resort. But it's if you haven't had a chance to get to Frisco yet either, it's a pretty special track, and they'll host the 2027 PGA Championship, so coming up soon.
Is there anything with the PGA of America, if you're being a member or being a golf professional, is the profession changing in any way, or if so, how?
Yeah, no, it's a great time to be a PGA professional. I think really COVID, as you're aware, really gave golf a shot in the arm. And, right now, clubs rosters are full. I know when I'm at Bryant Park, and I usually go for a walk at lunch, and it could be a Tuesday and 40 degrees, and every hole's got a golf cart on it. So I think people being able to work from home a little bit more are able to kind of do business from their phone. But I think it's a great time to be a PGA professional. The golf industry is super healthy, and there's some great new. We didn't see new golf courses being built for a while there, kind of the last decade, but now the Carolinas has become a hotbed. Like Aiken, South Carolina, has some great new courses that are coming to the fold. In fact, our professional championship this year, so our PGA professionals will have a chance to the top qualifiers will go to the National Club Professional Championship and ultimately try to earn a spot into the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow, but we'll be down in Aiken at the Tree Farm and also Palmetto Golf Club. So kind of a blend of old and new, but Aiken's really become a neat hotbed for golf.
Now, I think they would argue that they were already a hotbed.
Yeah, and they're just right next to Augusta, so it's already got a built-in week.
Yeah.
But
they got Sage Valley, they got Palmetto.
Yeah, no, and that's the beauty.
Woodside,
and that's the beauty of the Carolinas. I mean, there's 1,200 golf courses. We got PGA professionals at about 700 of them, and there's a lot of great ones I play, but there's a lot more on my list that I haven't been to. But hopefully someday I'll get to play most of those.
What I hear from most of your members is that they don't play a whole lot of golf. Everybody thinks a golf pro plays golf every day.
Yeah,
that's not true.
Yeah, everyone says if you love that sport or industry, don't get in it because you're probably not going to get to play it as much as you'd like to. So a lot of our professionals are busy busy, making the business run. But you'd be amazed at the talent level of our professionals that are out there, and how strong their game is. I get Preston Cole, an assistant professional at Quail Hollow, qualified, played in the PGA Championship last year. A lot of our players of the year earn exemptions into the Wyndham Championship and other tour events here in the Carolinas. So there's still some great players, and yeah, we're encouraging all of our pros, get out there and play more. That's why you came into this industry.
Yeah, I think I saw Preston earlier today here.
Yeah, he was just here, and we're standing next to the Wanamaker Trophy here with some distinguished names on it.
Thanks for mentioning that. Now, they told me, I told them I was going to take it away, like the Stanley Cup or whatever, have fun with it. And they go, no, we've got people guarding it. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think the security's really tight.
Don't let that secret get out. You could probably take out our security here, but no, it's kind of neat for our professionals to get to kind of look at the names on that and hopefully inspire them to get out. And
I'm told that's the real McCoy.
That's
there.
The real deal. It actually just came back from the silversmith and polished. My life's on the line if we don't get that back to Quail Hollow in one piece. But yeah, that's another benefit of being the host section, getting to bring that around the section.
Where are we, Jeff? I know this is more of a national question, but I'm sure you know. Where are we with the LIV people playing in the PGA Championship?
Yeah, so actually the PGA's kind of been out in front of that. So the live players have access to that. I think they were appreciative. So I think starting last year they were kind of granted access based not only on world golf rankings, but our board had the authority to allow those that would have qualified under normal circumstances into that. So yeah, there's still a lot of unknowns. I know I'm not privy to kind of what's going to take place here with Liv and PIF and some of those mergers. It sounds like with the meetings with Donald Trump and Adam Scott and Jay Monahan that we're inching closer. We're all in favor of that. The game's better when the best are playing together.
And we get do we get spots does the Carolinas get spots in the PGA Championship or not?
No, well, you got to earn it. So what I mentioned before, so our professional championship down at Tree Farm in Palmetto, so we'll have 180 players that week, but across the country we're all vying for basically 312 spots, I believe, in the National Club Professional Championship, and then from that tournament the top 20 earn exemptions into the PGA Championship. So that's how Preston advanced last year. He finished top 20 in the National Club Professional Championship. Okay. So yeah, we can earn our way in it. No one gets a direct exemption, but they gotta play their way in.
Well, anything else? Everything looks great.
Yeah, no, we're really pleased. So this is kind of a great culmination. We got some great sponsors and partners here this week. So it's a team effort, but yeah, we really appreciate you all coming back. I know we love seeing the Triad Golf magazine be delivered at our home office there in Bryant Park, and appreciate you all getting out there and promoting this great game and getting more people out there and swinging and hitting that little white ball.
Well, thank you, Jeff.
All right, thank you, John. Yep. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jay. All right.
Well, I appreciate Jeff Abbott for stopping by. I wanted to run by some local golf news just while we got a few minutes, and we're gearing up for the season. I know the weather hasn't been real good, but soon they'll be out on the links. And Jay, a couple of your former players at Reagan High School are playing, and
they're starting off strong already. So we're Macy starts this week with Wake Forest. Morgan Ketchum, I think, was second in the tournament that they played in. Anna played for High Point. They won their tournament the last week, and they're playing again this week. So yeah, we're real excited about things at Reagan, how they're going, and getting the boys team geared up and everything. And man, if I can get on some of these Gleasy double smoked brisket hot dogs, I can't say enough about
Is that
these.
what it's a brisket hot dog?
Yeah, double smoked brisket.
Now, it just, to me, you get something that's so good like brisket. Why would you put the hot dog moniker on it?
Well, you actually brisket, other than being a smoked brisket, but a lot of times it's been used like for hamburger and stuff like that. So not surprised, that it's in hot dog and everything. But this is great.
A couple other names I wanted to mention. Nick Matthews and Tanner Cadeau are playing at NC State this year. Nick, I know, off to a good start. He finished 6th, I believe, over the weekend for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, he's strong.
Nick's from Bevan. Yeah, I was going to say.
And his sister's at Virginia Tech.
Yes. And by the way, I looked, and Morgan Ketchum and Emily Matthews last year were 1-2 in stroke average for Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
So the Triads.
We've got some talent down here. I think a lot of schools really overlook that.
Oh, and I've written a story recently about Leah Edwards, who's from Northwest Guilford. She's won back-to-back Class 4A titles and beaten girls who have all kinds of scholarship offers. And Leah's going to Western Kentucky on a full ride.
Yeah,
that's great.
She's happy.
But
I thought she'd been. I thought she was ACC talent. And,
for sure.
And I'm kind of surprised that some of those schools didn't pick her up.
For sure. And LNU, a person I hope to get a hold of pretty soon, is going to go to North Carolina.
North Carolina, right?
So we have a lot of talent. We've got,
Emerson Deaver initially was going to Carolina, and then she's now going to Virginia Tech, and I heard that was the issues over the new scholarship limits that are going to come in. It's my understanding. That's what I haven't talked to them directly, but that's what I was told as far as why the switch occurred.
Penson Badgett at up north in Mount Pilot. Mount Pilot, man,
you're still stuck in the Mayberry days.
Get me on Mayberry. I watched it the other day.
Yeah, he lives in Pilot Mountain.
Yeah.
He's plays for East Surrey, going to Tennessee.
Yeah. So we've got some really good players for a place our size that has a winter time. We have winter. So as everybody knows who lives here now, we have winter. So we've got some good young players. I was UNCG. If you want to go really local, UNC's got 8 of their 9 players are from the state of North Carolina.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and their other player, Kelvin Hernandez, who qualified last year for the final at the NCAA final, he's from Puerto Rico, and they got him because they have a tournament that they host every year out there.
Yeah, they go down to Puerto Rico every year, and
so
we went on vacation in Puerto Rico. I really loved it. I could go there every year.
I went there on vacation as well. It is good, and the women's team at UNCG, I think 4 of their 7 players are from North Carolina. Another one's from Charleston, and 2 are from overseas. So still 4 out of 7. That's pretty high ratio. I was looking for equipment here. I don't know if I found anything, Jay, that's going to eliminate my game, eliminate my problems.
Well, eliminate your game. That'd be an easy thing to get rid of.
Yeah, well, my game's basically been eliminated since December.
Custom fitting putter system over there I really like.
Really?
Where they'll, they have different hosels and different heads and different weighting, and they'll fit all of that, and then they will build you a putter based on that. And they have about a 2 to 3 week turnaround, he said. Okay. And they do wedges as well. And so they can actually, the bounce screws off the back. And so you can actually, when you get, let's say you got 3 wedges, they'd give you different bounces. And so you'd essentially have 6 wedges. So if you go play in different conditions.
Wow. I don't know.
I thought that's pretty cool.
It does sound pretty cool. I don't know if it helped me. I think I'm a lost cause. But I also wanted to mention the website.
I didn't see a mulligan booth. That's what would help.
Yeah. That's how people get me at these charity tournaments, is I buy all the mulligans I can buy. Cost more than the entry fee.
Exactly.
So, but anyway, I wanted to mention the website. We've got a new website, triadgolf.com, and you can get to this podcast and YouTube from there. We have the podcast, obviously, and we still have Triad Golf Magazine, which will start in the spring, probably around April. But just wanted to mention all that stuff, Jay. What are you doing with lessons? Are you able to teach in this kind of weather?
Last week, not a lot. The week before that, gave 17 lessons in 1 week. So that was a busy week.
Wow. So that means not only that, but there's a multiplier, because after you give people lessons, then another 17 people have to get corrected, right?
Correct. Okay. So you teach them to hit it right, then you teach them to hit it left, then you teach them to hit it right again. Yeah,
and you went out to Maple Chase where you play, and you finally got to see that.
I finally played my first. I played 9 holes. I went out and walked 9 holes, and it's fantastic, man. Well, you know, it's going to be really exciting because it's very new, you know. But you know, come July when everything is just tightened up, you know, the seams are gone and the Bermuda's turned green. It's going to be pretty incredible.
Well, I still haven't played in 2025 because the 2 or 3 days that it was nice enough was so crowded I couldn't get on.
You couldn't get on.
And in 2 weeks, I'm going up to the Dunes Club to play in a media day there, and hopefully, or I plan to do a show from there. But I don't want my first round of the year to be at the Dunes Club because anybody who's played there or heard about it, that course can just kill me. I mean, you got to hit the ball to play there.
You know, that's one course I've never played. One of the top
yeah, it's an old Robert Trent Jones course. Every green's elevated. There's sand on both sides or all sides. It's just.
I've heard it's just incredible.
It is a very nice golf course, yeah. And before I forget, I also wanted to again thank Jeff Abbott for coming by. That was really nice, and this is a great place to go.
This is the best I've ever seen this place. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it was the vendors, the number of people here is pretty incredible.
It is. It really is. I was surprised. I remember when it was in Myrtle Beach, and I don't remember it being this big.
Yeah.
And you know, first of all, the weather's not good this time of the year, so
yeah.
You're not coming here to play in a tournament like a lot of times
Right.
they do.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, wanted to wrap it up, and I hope you'll tune in for us every week. And Jay and I will be here, hopefully.
Yeah.
And I know we'll be at the Dunes Club in early March. So I appreciate you watching.
And if you're the president of Gleasy Hot Dogs, I would like a NIL. It's an incredible hot dog, and just wanted to throw that in.
Hey, I'm
If
sure
they're listening.
they appreciate it, Jay.
Thank you.
Bye.